Hello, welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes with Freed. I'm your host, Michael Freed. I'm a litigation partner in the matrimonial and family law firm of Berkman, Bottker, Newman, and Shine, with offices in New York City, Westchester, and Long Island. And today, my special guest is Ruth Kraft of Kraft Employment Law Group, PLLC. So, Ruth, welcome to 5 Minutes with Freed.
Thank you so much for the invitation, Michael. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So, Ruth, tell us, what is Kraft Employment Law Group PLLC and what's your role in the firm?
Sure. So I'm the founder of the firm. It took me all these years to decide that I really wanted to be the master of my own domain completely. The name, I think, speaks for itself. Kraft, that's me. Employment law. The main focus of my practice is management side, employment law, labor relations, contracts, wage and hour litigation, sexual harassment work, all of those good things that happen in terms of compliance activities, misclassification with regard to independent contractors, due diligence. But I also handle healthcare organizations to a pretty significant degree, physician contracting, the home health aid debacles in terms of litigation and compliance. And frankly, in the last few weeks, I've actually revised a lease and negotiated corporate documents because I was so well trained back in the day to not just be in one channel, but employment law, I think, is really the passion for me. I love it. It's so interesting. And I think it has a lot of, oddly enough, parallels to what you do as a matrimonial and family lawyer.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, Ruth. So you know that I'm a matrimonial and family law
Yes.
attorney. When would my clients most often require your services?
Oh boy. So I have to tell you, divorces don't just happen in marriages, right? They happen in business relationships too. So very often we see partnerships splitting up. Sometimes that can split up at the same time as a marriage, or often the partners in the marriage are the partners in the business as well. And they need advice as to what they are going to do with their business. Can they be divorced in terms of their marital relationship, but remain partners in a business enterprise? Do they work together well, but play together poorly? Will one become the employee of the other? What's the power dynamic there? Does that business need to be sold or restructured, or perhaps segments of it divided? So I think that's the key issue. But in addition, the same issues that lead to marriages breaking up do lead to partnerships and relationships of a business nature breaking up. So you and I are both basically unlicensed psychiatrists and psychologists practicing at the same time as we deal with black letter law. So I think the synergies are definitely there.
Oh, definitely. Ruth, what's the best way for a prospective client or other professional to contact you?
Sure. So, funny thing, because I've left my former law firm and I've been working on the development of my website for the last month, and I believe it's going to go live this week. It needs to go live this week. My email is very easy as long as people remember that my name is Kraft, like the cheese, right? Like Cheese Whiz. Okay. So, my email is Ruth at Kraft with a K, employmentlaw.com. Pretty easy. My phone number is 516-353-3306.
Perfect. So now, Ruth Kraft, we've now come to the most important part of our show.
Yes, it is.
And that happens to be the question of the week. So, Ruth Kraft, this is your question of the week. If you could instantly master one life skill not related to your career, what would it be and why?
Oh, oh my goodness. I have an answer for you.
Tell me.
Okay. So I was a very serious piano student back in the day. And when you study piano and you study Beethoven, etc., you are taught to play exactly as the composer has written. So I was never good at jazz, frankly, because that involves riffing and, playing with the music as opposed to playing it as written.
Sure.
But the one thing I never got to do, and this may be generational, Michael, because by the time I became a teenager, everybody was doing the twist or the frug or the watusi. I never really learned properly how to ballroom dance. And I mean, I know some of the basics, but the notion of floating across a dance floor, having the grace, just the style of it and the elegance completely escapes me. So if I could snap my fingers and my childhood best friend actually does dance and competes in dance as an amateur. And my husband's office manager, my husband's a physician, was a Balanchine ballerina. So if there's a skill I don't have that I wish I had, it would be that to be able to really dance fluidly and gracefully and with joy.
Well, I have to tell you, that is a wonderful answer. And Ruth Kraft, you've said it all. You are helping people with their employment law issues one day at a time. And I want to thank you for being a wonderful guest on 5 Minutes with Free.
Thank you so much, Michael. It has been so much fun to be with you. I've enjoyed this so tremendously.